Get into it. Okay, get into it. Enjoy nature, y'all. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like water. It's nothing like beautiful waterfalls. It's nothing like beautiful scenery, beautiful background. So y'all, just take time to live your life. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to an episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your melanated queen, Lil Foxy, aka Seven Wonder. A lot of you refer to me as Seven. Today, we are going to be talking about a plethora of things. But more than likely, I want to get into these holidays, the winter solstice, Christmas, COVID madness. And we do have a special guest today featuring Miss Momma BGAB. Mama, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Everyone.
How's everybody?
Yes. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. To you, everybody out there.
Yes, indeed. You all.
Hopefully
Yes, go ahead.
having a nice Christmas.
Uh-huh.
A joyous, a blessed Christmas.
Uh-huh. And for all of you who are not aware, my mother's in the kitchen right now, so she is cooking, okay? If you hear some background noise, she's in the kitchen cooking. All right, Mama, do you want to tell the people what you got going on, what you got cooking in them pots?
Right now, some fried cabbage and some fried flounder.
Fried flounder, y'all. Get into it.
And you're ready to make me some cornbread.
And some cornbread. You all.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't live in the same state anymore, okay? But we have spent a multitude of, time together on the phone by way of phone and communication. So, if all of you out there, if you have a loved one or a parent or anybody, a custodial being, someone that has looked out for you in life, make sure you acknowledge them, you all. Now, I'm going to come on camera and I'm going to show you what I'm looking like today. Y'all, I don't know why my microphone is not working. I don't understand it. I probably am having some technical difficulties, but I think you should all still be able to hear me. And that's neither here nor there. I told Mama, I said, I'm going to get you on the podcast. And she just started laughing. Yeah. We be having good conversation behind the scenes. Okay. So this is the person you're speaking to her directly, the person you're hearing her that is behind Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Okay. If it wasn't for her, there'll be no Brown Girls Are Beautiful, y'all. Just wanted to say that. Okay. So let me go ahead and come on camera, y'all, so y'all can see what I'm looking like. Okay. Excuse the hair. You know, I say this every time. I have hair with flair. Shout out to Audrey Hines. But, our hair has poof, body, and all types of stuff with it. Today, it was approximately 70 degrees. It was beautiful with torrential winds, you all. So I went out there and I basked in the sunlight. Okay, I let the vitamin D hit the skin. You know what I'm saying? Vitamin D is very good for melanin. Mother, did you set foot outside today?
Yes, I did.
And how
did. It
how
was beautiful.
It was beautiful
outside.
So mother is not. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the weather was beautiful for December the 25th. Very warm weather.
That's really good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the weather today. Mother has sent me some items and I haven't opened yet. So you all want to do this live on camera. She told me to open my stuff last night, but I didn't.
Not live.
Don't open it live?
No.
Okay. She's told me not to open it live, y'all. So I have to follow mother's advice. So, like, we're just gonna have a lot of fun on this podcast. We're gonna go for about like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. A lot of times, her and I have phone conversations for nearly half the day, you all. So a lot of my wisdom comes from somewhere. Okay. I was actually taught how to be a lady, okay, by this woman right here. She taught my mom used to have us, she used to have me in leg warmers, y'all, when I was in kindergarten. I think I was telling Miss Queen about you. I was telling Queen about you. I said, my mama used to have me in leg warmers. What else? Mama used to have, I said I remember going to kindergarten, you all. Mama had me wearing a what do you call it? A slip under my skirt. And the teacher stopped the entire class and she looked back there at me where I was standing up. And she looked at me and she said, "Aw." And the class turned around and looked at me. She said, "She's wearing a slip and she's so cute." But she used to dress me up like a doll baby, y'all. I think I got pictures somewhere. Maybe one day we'll explore these pictures. Okay, so like I said, brown girls are beautiful. But it's important to have a lady figure in your life to really hone in the characteristics of how it is to carry yourself. Unfortunately, we don't come across a lot of females that know how to carry themselves in the public. And so because of that, you will experience a lot of jealousy because people don't have the poise, the class, and the characteristic traits that some of us possess out here. So there are people that actually acknowledge that, and they actually can appreciate a real lady and a real woman. So shouts out to you, Momma, as I call her.
Thank you, daughter.
Look, do you want to tell the people what it was like when you found out that you were going to be a mother? I think that's an interesting question. I put her on the spot, y'all.
Of course, it was shocking, but also a happy, exciting time. Very happy, exciting time.
Shocking and happy and exciting. Do you want to tell the people your how many years we are apart from one another?
You can do that.
Okay, so we're 20 years apart from one another. We're exactly 20 years apart. So I have a fairly young mother. Okay. But aside from that, she's very enlightened and awakened. And so earlier, mother was telling me some things that she found out about the COVID-19 virus, you all, things that I had kind of heard about, but she keeps me abreast on the knowledge as well, y'all. So when I come on here and report, sometimes it's because I'm taking notes of some of the stuff that we've discussed behind the scenes. Okay, so don't be jealous, y'all. Please stop rubbing it in. Okay, so do you want to tell the people what you heard about the people over in Europe? You were telling me something that they had going on over there.
Let's see.
About the detainees, I believe.
Yeah, well, actually, they're trying to come up with some type of camp. Well, it's almost like a campsite to hold people in, and until they get vaccinated, and basically everything against their will if they haven't been vaccinated.
So you all, if you're not familiar, check out the A416 bill. I did speak about this on my channel a few days ago, and they took the video down. That video gained a lot of traction, a lot more attention than I normally receive. And there were bots coming into my chat, you all, and I kept blocking the bots out of the chat. But unfortunately, after about the next morning around 10:46 a.m., they actually took my video down. So if you would like to check that video out, go to my YouTube channel, you all. I'm sorry, not my YouTube channel. Go to my Twitter page. It's on Twitter. You can still watch the whole thing in its entirety. I talked about the A416 bill where they're detaining people if they feel that you are a threat because you have come into contact with an infectious or contagious disease. I go into detail about how they're trying to take away the parental rights, how they're allowing the children to get the injections behind the parents' back in the school. It was many different things that we went over in that video, you all. So please check it out. It is on my Twitter page, and I will actually post the link underneath in the description below if you want to check out that live stream. My other channel, you all probably are aware, it's called Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Right now, I'm not able to post on there for 2 weeks because I'm on YouTube punishment. So that's why I'm on this channel. Okay. Shouts out to me. And I'll also have a podcast. So if you want to check out my podcast, I'm going to post the MP3 on the podcast. Check me out on Anchor FM. That's BGAB. Brown Girls Are Beautiful on there. What else? You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram. It's Brown Girls Are Beautiful on both of those platforms. Am I missing anything else? I think that's about it, y'all. So anyway, I also want to touch on the fact that we are entering into the winter solstice. It actually started 4 days ago on December 21st. Okay, now be very clear. The winter solstice is on December 21st, but do you all understand why we are celebrating Christmas today? Christ means Christ, okay? MAS is a mass. So really what we're doing is we're subjecting ourselves to a ritualistic practice in the spiritual realm. So if you really think about it, everybody that's giving their attention to this is giving power and energy to Jesus, which they call Jesus the Christ, you all. So Mother, do you know why we're celebrating Christmas today?
Well, it's supposed to be the birth of Jesus Christ.
Right. So now I'm about to break that down. Okay. So, all right. With that being said, the birth of the Son, right? They call it the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to share my screen, you all, because I'm going to show y'all something. She can't see this right now because she's actually in the kitchen. But if she goes back and play this, she'll be able to see it. And this was on Instagram earlier today, and I'm going to actually show y'all something. Just a second. If I can see this entire screen. I don't want to show the entire screen window. All right, so let me see if I can pull this up. So I want to share this with y'all so you can see it for yourselves. So December 20. All right, how can I share this? My apologies, you all. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just trying to figure out how to share this. Video file. Okay. Let's see. I think I might have found a way. Desktop, documents, downloads. All right. Oh, man, it won't let me share it like this. Okay. All right. I think I found it, y'all. All right. All right. I think we got something going. So, Mama, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read this to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The symbolism of December 25th. Okay. The winter solstice and Christmas mysteries, you all. Okay. It says for 3 days, December 22nd, December 23rd, and December 24th, the sun rises on the exact same latitudinal declination degree. This is the only time in the year that the sun actually stops its movement northward or southward in our sky. On the morning of December 25th, the sun moves 1 degree northward, beginning its annual journey back to us in the northern hemisphere, ultimately bringing our spring. Anything steadily moving all year long that suddenly stops moving for 3 days was considered to have died. Okay? Therefore, God's son, who was dead for 3 days, moves 1 degree northward on December 25th and is symbolically born again. Okay? So the Bible is heavily based on astrology. When they say the sun rose on the third day, they are talking about the actual sun, not the Son of God. Okay. These people put that in human form so people could try to understand the Bible. Okay. And it's been manipulated. So the Bible, like I said again, is heavily based on astrology, you all. Mama, do you know why Easter falls on different days?
No.
Okay, because you know one day Easter fell on your birthday, and that was very unusual. You remember that?
I remember.
And normally her birthday, you all, is in March. Okay. Well, her birthday's always in March, and Easter fell in March this particular day. Um, so basically, the reason that Easter falls on different days, and it was in March and then it was in April, is because it's based on the moon and the sun. It's based on astrology again. So it's not really about the death of Jesus, which is called Jesus, because Jesus in Spanish is pronounced Jesus. Jesus is actually a Latin. It derives from a Latin background linguistically. So again, we've been tricked, we've been fooled, okay, by the Bible. And Mama, did you also know that the Bible says for those to honor thy slave masters?
I just found that out.
Yep. And what do you think about that? And actually, I can pull that up for those of you who are not aware of it.
That's terrible.
Uh-huh. It is terrible. Let's see. Let me see. Honor thy slave master. For those of you who don't believe me, look it up yourselves. My sister told me about this back in like 2017, and I didn't even know about this. Honor thy slave master in the Bible. And I'm going to read that for y'all, for those of you who are not aware. Okay, this is in Ephesians. Slaves, obey your human masters with fear and trembling and the sincerity of your heart as to Christ. Slaves, you must obey your earthly master. I'm not making this up. We about to pull this up right here. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to read this. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So again, the Bible teaches us to be submissive. The Bible teaches us that we're supposed to honor someone outside of ourselves. It says right here, Ephesians 6:5, slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect. Slaves, obey your human masters with fear and trembling and the sincerity of your heart. As to Christ, slaves, you must obey your earthly masters. Let me click on this. Okay. This is BibleHub.com for those of you who believe in the word. Okay.
Did you say ugly masters?
No, I didn't say, I said earthly.
Oh, earthly.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So it says, serve them sincerely as you would serve Christ. Okay. Or just as you would obey Christ. Yeah. This is in the Bible, so y'all can look it up for yourselves. This says the King James version, because you know they translate the Bible a lot. It says, "Bond servants, be obedient to those who are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and sincerity of heart as to Christ." Okay, now you're gonna find somebody's gonna be like, "Oh no, that's not what they meant." That's exactly what it says. So how in the world do you how do you um interpret that? I mean, how do you explain that if it's right there in front of you? There's another passage I'm going to read to y'all, and you can look this up. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, share it again, because sharing is carrying, y'all. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull this up for y'all. All right, so this one says, let me see, where's King James? King James says, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing God. Okay, and this is how they translated it to mean. It says, slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything you do. Try to please them all the time, not just when they are watching you. Serve them sincerely because of your reverent fear of the Lord. Mother, what do you think of this? What do you think of these atrocious words that we have found in the Bible? What are your thoughts on this matter?
I just think it's horrible. We've been lied to, and believing one thing, and now we find out that it's something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just horrible. It's horrible that things like this is in the Bible, and we have just been lied to,
Mm-hmm.
and had all these different beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we were trying to break this down to, like, say, my granny, which is your mother, what do you think she would tell me? What do you think she would say about that?
She probably would say that's not true.
You think she would say it's not true?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think she would say it's not true?
Excuse me.
You're fine.
What you just read,
Okay.
somehow I guess it would be misconstrued.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. My sentiments are the same, you all. All right. Now, with that being said, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, because I know when people talk about the Bible, people get a little, what's the word? Defensive, if you will. But I'm only here trying to make people think, because I think that we have definitely been tricked all these years.
It's good to make people aware of the actual truth,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of people believing all these lies.
Right. I agree as well. Now, I just touched on the Bible, right? And I just touched on, like, people that are in my grandmother's age, you all. What I'm going to do is take it a step further, and we're going to get into the C0V1D situation, because C0V1D has been one of those things that are making people fearful of one another, scared of one another. Even on holiday time and holiday cheer, y'all, they are dealing in holiday fear, FEAR, instead of the cheer. Because now you have a lot of melanated beings and families telling their family members that, oh, you can't come visit for the holidays if you don't have the injection. This is what's going on. Let me turn my camera on, yeah, so y'all can see me. So they are telling family members, oh, you don't need to visit me today. You don't need to visit if you don't have the injection, y'all. This is what's going on. I can't make this stuff up. And so, Mother, do you wish to share your thoughts on the injection?
I think it's a choice that to each his own.
To each his own.
But I don't think that it should be something that is forced on anyone. This vaccination, I don't think should be forced on someone that doesn't want to take the vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they know enough about it,
Now,
and
uh-huh.
just don't just it's just it's not enough has been found out about the vaccination, and I my own personal opinion, I don't think it's safe.
Okay. Now, with the information that you found out earlier today out in Europe, I think you mentioned Germany. You mentioned that there was, I think, a couple that were trying to come to the United States to get out of.
Yep. Yeah, I was trying to leave Germany because of the such restrictions there for the COVID and the booster shots.
So basically, it is my understanding that they are becoming very aggressive over in Europe, with how they are keeping track of the quote unquote vaccinated and the ones that have been injected. You said they got some type of card, some type of injection card, and it tells, if they've had these shots or not. And then you said that there were other slots left on the card, as if they're leaving slots open for future injections. Is that correct?
Yeah, this was in I believe Australia.
In Australia, you all. So a whole different continent. And they're pushing it over in Australia and all across Europe. And it's also my understanding that they have some type of detention or detainment centers. Is that what you heard about earlier?
Yes, I did.
And mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, could you expound a little bit more on these detention centers?
Yeah, they are holding people against their will in those detention centers and those camps, um, and they are finding people. People are getting fined and getting thrown in jail
You
for
all,
not taking the vaccination
this
or
is
or
troubling.
these booster shots.
This is troubling you all. Um, and she also said that people that are traveling across the borderline, like into different territories, you also stated
International travel.
international traveling. You mentioned the police was getting involved.
Going inside restaurants um, while people sitting eating their meals and actually to me invading their privacy, trying to ask for the vaccination card so they can actually see if they have been vaccinated or not.
You all, do you?
They have to actually pull a card out so they can actually see if they've been vaccinated. Yeah, so that's going on.
Y'all remember last year? I don't know if you recall, but there were articles that I actually read that spoke about this, that they would get to the point where they're going to ask people for these cards to be able to go and travel. And it is coming into fruition. Not only that, but Mama, you told me something about a chip being implanted in people's hands.
Yeah, it's what is it? Uh, what did I say it was?
A microchip, right?
Yeah, it's a microchip. Um, it's like used for like passports.
So they're able to scan your hand, and
In your hand.
and based on the microchip, it will tell you if you can travel.
Yes.
And so this microchip will let them know if you've gotten the injection as well.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh,
We've
this
got
is
more information on it, than what we know.
y'all, this is scary. Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on here? If they're doing that over in Europe, what makes you think they're not thinking about doing it here? We just talked about the A416 bill, you all. If you don't recall, look it up. And actually, I'll see if I can share my screen again and tell y'all about it, because y'all might want to do some research into what's really going on here. It is not a game. And I just want to say that I think it's so important that during these times, we stick together and unify. Do you understand the magnitude of what's going on out here? We don't have time to play games over little petty differences, petty arguments, people out here mistreating one another, and our lives are literally in jeopardy, y'all. I am not making this up. Our lives are literally in jeopardy. So make no mistake, they are not playing with us. And I'm actually trying to find this document that shows the bills because I shared it to my computer and I wanted to pull this up so that you all could review this as well. So, with that being said, Mama, what would you like to share with the people about what's going out here, what's going on here, especially in regards to the holiday time, all these petty differences that you see going on? I think I found the document. What kind of advice would you give to the people with what's
I
going
just
on?
think people need to really be paying attention as to what's really at hand,
Mm-hmm.
what actually is really going on in this world, and it's not. It's a lot of distractions, and
Mm-hmm.
it's really to keep us distracted, and we need to focus. That's our main. That should be our main focus on what is actually going on in this world. How we are basically trying to be controlled, and instead of uh, people just, I guess not, they're not taking this thing seriously, and all this other nonsense that's going on, people hating on each other, and just just all this other nonsense. People really need to be opening their eyes, and they need to be awake, have a new awakening, and realize that look, this stuff is real. It's a big distraction, and they really need to wake up because they are all too much entangled in what this one is wearing, what this one has. This one has a bigger house, or this one have a better car. I'm telling you, this stuff is petty. That stuff there is petty. They and try to get along and come together because from what I see, we're gonna need to come together. We're gonna need to put our heads together and just everybody needs to get along and focus on what really is going on in this world.
Absolutely. My sentiments are the same, exactly right. And I definitely agree with you with that wholeheartedly. I'm going to share my screen, you all, and I want you to look these bills up. I'm going to show you exactly what's at hand right now, what's taking place behind the scenes, things that you may or may not be privy to. All right. So let me pull this up for you. Hopefully you can see this, and if you can, I'm still going to read it to you, even if you can't see it. This it says we need to fight these bills. This is for the New York State. Up on the screen, it has Bill A as an apple. All these bills start with the letter A. Um, it says forces COVID or forces the SeVen shots to attend school. So you all, they are actually trying to get these shots implemented to the children and for in order for them to attend school. All right, they have another bill. It's A as in Apple 279A, forces all adult vaccine records into a database. Now, as you are aware, this violates the HIPAA law because I thought that your medical information was supposed to be privatized and secure. So why would they want to force your medical vaccine reports into a database where other people, outside sources, can access this database? Then they have Bill A2240 forces flu shots to attend school, preschool, and daycare. Why would they want to force flu shots to attend a daycare, you all? Preschool and regular school. This was never a prerequisite before, but I'm telling you, this is because they're introducing the forced flu shot so they can get into the forced C shot. Then they have Bill A7829 forces the C word shots for college. So then they have Bill A8398 eliminates religious exemption for work and college. So a lot of you are aware of the work exemptions and the religious exemptions. If you have a religious belief, you do not have to get vaccinated because of your religious beliefs. They're trying to eliminate that so you don't have that right. Then they have Bill A3091, which eliminates the parent's consent to shots when a child reaches the age of 14 years old. So they're giving the child at the age of 14 the right to say whether or not they want to get shots. Then they have Bill A822, which eliminate the parent's right to consent to STD shots for children of any age. So even if your child is 10 years old, they want to take away the parent's right and give it to the child to say if the child wants to get an STD shot. What type of stuff is this, you all? Mother, what are your thoughts on this?
Um, well, I mean, it's clear. I mean, exactly what they're trying to do. So we really need to pay attention, and we don't need to let these things get passed, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass bills for these shots, and we need to fight back on that.
Absolutely. You all, I cannot make this up. Y'all can look this stuff up on your own. I mean, come on now. Why are you forcing this? I mean, we're turning into a totalitarian, communist government. The rights you thought you had, you no longer have. We don't even have the right to free speech anymore. You know why we don't have the right to free speech? Because I see so many people on Instagram saying that their post was being targeted, or either they'll have their Instagram is about to be shut down or taken down for trying to disclose the facts of what's going on behind all of these forced injections. And because they're trying to alert the public, you mean Instagram wants to take their entire account? Because people are speaking out about what's going on, they're being banned and shadow banned off of YouTube. Twitter wants to try to censor you. And Mama, do you know who's behind all of this? B Gates. Do you know that he funds the fact checkers? So the people that go and say, oh, we don't agree with this, we want you to take this down, we're going to shut you down, we're going to silence you, he funds those people. He pays them to do that. Just in case y'all didn't know. And we had Solar God on. Mama, you know who Solar God is, the person that we were talking about earlier. Solar God was on, and he actually was the one that gave us that information, and we looked it up. So check out my videos, you all, on brown.girls.r.beautiful, or just put in BGAB. You'll see my other channel pop up. It's the episode that I did with Solar God, the special guest, and we did the research, and B Gates and Melinda Gates, they fund the fact checkers. So if you want to know why you're being silenced and censored, this is why. Also, we want to get into the fact that they also have underground bunkers. And if you all recall, Dr. Fauci, okay, is he is like a little dwarf, and then he's a liar at that, a little miniature midget liar. That's what he is. He lied to us about the AIDS virus. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome, you all, is not transmitted the way that he told us it was. You know why? Because an acquired immune deficiency syndrome means that your body is attacking itself. It's an autoimmune deficiency. That means your body is attacking itself. Why is your body attacking itself? Because your body is deficient of things that it needs. This has nothing to do with something that you pass and transmit to someone else. Yet he lied. And the evidence shows that he lied. You all are aware that Judy Mikovich came out and spoke publicly that while they had her locked behind bars, he stole her research and used it as his own. And this is who you have in charge of the World Health Immunology, calling shots for the entire nation. Y'all trust him? someone that is a thief and a liar, I would think that you would question yourself. So when your family member and your relatives are trying to tell you something for your own good, you'd rather listen to a stranger that you don't even know, but you trust a stranger. Think about that. Do you think that the person that knows you and loves you and cares about you is going to try to do something to cause you to do something to harm yourself? Or do you think that person is trying to look out for your better interests because they want you here longer? They're trying to help you.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And I know you have, had some experience with that your own self. So nobody's trying to antagonize people and scare them, but I want you to think about what they do. Do you understand what fear mongering is? When they show you something over and over and over again and make it seem like it's real, so you believe it because it's on the TV screen? Do you understand that the TV is nothing but a facade? Do you understand that they use the TV to program people? That's why they call it TV programs, because they're programming the way your mind thinks. When you hear songs on the radio, they're called radio programs because they're programming what you send to your brain. So when people listen to the music and people watch the videos, they start to act and acquiesce to what they see instead of thinking for themselves, utilizing their own minds. Do you all understand the magnitude of what social engineering does? Where they can do predictive analytics on how you will react based on what they expose you to. And when people try to tell you the truth, you don't want to hear it because it is cognitive dissonance. You rather believe the beautiful lie instead of the ugly truth. People are not ready for the real reality of what's going on, you all. And it's very scary. And I would urge you all to please check out my video on Twitter. You can find it under Lil Foxy, Brown Girls Are Beautiful. And there are some details and videos that I share on there where the CIA has given this guy knowledge about what's going to happen in the next couple of months. You all don't have the same amount of time that you thought you had. They have already predicted World War III, which is supposed to take place in 2026. There is a reason why they have taken the ammunition out of Walmart. There is a reason why you cannot find 9mm bullets. There's a reason why in the state of Virginia, they're telling you that you can only purchase one gun per household per month. There's a reason why they want you to turn your guns in. There's a reason why Obama, aka Barry Soetoro, which is his real name, was trying to get you to turn your guns in back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up until he left presidency. There's a reason why Donald Trump told you that in the state of Virginia, they're trying to take away your right to bear arms. But nobody wanted to listen to that. They were distracted because everybody kept saying he was a racist. There is a reason why they stormed the White House on the last day of his presidency. There's a reason why that certain people's laptops were taken because it had evidence on it. There is a reason why Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah Winfrey, and all of your big name celebrities were walking around with ankle monitors and ankle bracelets and on house arrest. But nobody's talking about that. Y'all are worried about the wrong stuff. There's a reason why Kanye West and Kim Kardashian and some of your top-notch famous celebrities have underground bunkers and they're not telling you about it. Why are they living underground? You know, Saddam Hussein had underground bunkers and you see what they did to him. Went to his own country and massacred and murdered his freaking sons and his family. Uday and Kusei and his grandson. And they went out like some warriors because they fought back. They fought back against an entire army. And then they posted the dead bodies on national news for the world to see. There's a reason that they do the things they do. So if they did that to a president that was a quote unquote tyrant, what do you think they will do to you as a citizen, quote unquote citizen of this country, with no right to bear arms, no way to defend yourself? And you see how they're setting up FEMA camps, these alleged Walmarts that you see. There's a reason why they have self-driving cars Do you understand these self-driving cars can't be trusted? You might program it to take you home and they could program it to take you to a FEMA camp. Oh, I'm going to get a self-driving car and go to sleep. No, I wouldn't trust it because you don't know where that car is going to take you. But y'all trust the government. Keep trusting the government. Mother, do you have any thoughts on the matter?
I disagree with. I agree with what you're saying.
How is the?
I agree. I agree with what you're saying. People need to really open their eyes because it's a lot more going on than they realize, and they just need to be paying attention. It's because it's a lot of distraction out there, and that's what they want. They want us distracted.
Absolutely, they do. They want us distracted with celebrities. Remember, I told you, celebrity. Break it down. You're celebrating an entity. So you're celebrating a spirit of someone else that you don't know. Why are you worshiping? You're doing idol worship. The Bible talks about that. Do not worship man, because they're a person just like you.
Not. And don't trust man.
You got that right. Don't trust man, you all. You need to trust yourselves. Call on your ancestors, your spiritual guides. Your ancestors are walking amongst us. And give them offerings. You know, today was supposed to be a holiday to give thanks and everything. I want you to think about this. So you're giving thanks to Jesus, a character that we never knew, we never met. We don't even know if that entity exists. But you know for a fact that your loved ones that have transitioned over, we know for a fact that they existed in the flesh. But if you were to say, I'm going to give them an offering, people are going to look at you like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, that's demonic. Oh, why are you doing that? That's scary. That's witchcraft. Guess what? The Bible is witchcraft. When you break the bread, you eat, what does he say? You eat of my flesh and drink of my blood. So when you drink that grape juice in church and they say that you're drinking the blood of Jesus, you do not understand that's a blood sacrifice. So you're basically doing a ritual, a spiritual ritual in church for a dead spirit. Okay. But when you try to give an offering to your relative, people look at you like you're crazy. It's the same thing. You don't know what type of spirits are around Jesus, the Christos, the Christ. You don't know if that's a negative spirit that you're calling on or a demonic spirit, but everybody gives their energy to it. A lot of people that have been in church have suffered, crying. People have people, the sick and shut in list. They're in the hospital. Oh, just get on your knees and pray. And sometimes you can pray and it doesn't get better. Explain that. Oh, but they say don't question God. Why not? Didn't God give us the brain to use it? So if we're made in the image of our creator, then shouldn't we be able to think like our creator? It doesn't make sense. The Bible is full of hypocritical passages. But when you talk to people and ask them, they're going to do everything in their power to defend something that which makes no sense. Religion will turn you into insanity because you're trying to make sense of something that makes no sense. And as a child, I've heard so many people say, as a child, they used to question and ask questions about the Bible, ask their aunts, ask their mother, ask their parents. Older people tell them, oh, don't ask questions. Just do as I say. Don't do as I do, but do as I say. None of that makes sense. And the melanated community is backwards as ever. Do you all understand how many people get killed in the name of just ignorance? Seriously. I was looking earlier on YouTube, and it's also melanated females are shooting one another. And let me see if I can pull this news clip up, y'all, because it's very disheartening and it's very disturbing. I don't understand why y'all out here shooting each other. For what? Why are y'all killing each other right during Christmas time? December the 6th, they just had a murder. People just don't care anymore, y'all. Let me see if I can go back into my history because I don't understand why y'all hate each other so much. What is the madness all about? Let's see here. Let's see if we can find some of this tragedy, unfortunately, that took place. Um, Let me see here. And I might not be able to find it. Mama, how's the fish?
Actually, it was delicious.
That's good.
She could have had some.
Yes, I do
Yeah, she
too.
could have shared it with you.
Yes, indeed. Surveillance video capture shooting at Metro Mobile. Yeah, these people, they are a hot mess. Teen accidentally shoots himself on Instagram. All right, so I can't find the clip that I wanted to show y'all, um, but I found another one that I do want to share. So I'm going to play this. This has 7.8 million views. Okay, this was an 18-year-old.
At Great Wolf Lodge.
And the 18-year-old, you all ended up getting shot over $10. Okay, it was some nonsense. He was out there selling bottled water, trying to get extra money. So he wasn't even selling drugs. He was selling bottled water, and they shot him. Who shot him? Somebody that looks just like him. So now there's a mother left without a son. This is ridiculous, y'all. Y'all got to do better. This is sad. There's no need for this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play this clip. Okay. Let's see here. And all right, here we go. Mama, hopefully you can hear this.
Teen accused of killing an 18-year-old in a fight over $10. The fight breaking out as two groups of kids were selling water in Midtown Saturday. 11 Alive's Latasha Gibbons spoke to the victim's mother.
His last words was, "Mom, I feel like something's not right. So I'm going to sell a couple of bottles of water and I'm coming home."
Tamika Pless says that was the last time she heard her son Jelani's voice. Police say the 18-year-old was gunned down Saturday afternoon while selling bottles of water along 8th Street in Midtown. Pless says she received the frantic call from his girlfriend.
She just went to screaming, telling me that they had just FaceTimed her and that she saw him laying on the ground, that he had been shot.
APD says it has secured an arrest warrant for a juvenile, but have not revealed a motive. The family says it was all over $10. Jelani's friends told his family he was trying to sell water to a customer when a teen with a different group tried to sell to the same person. His friends say the customer gave Jelani a $10 bill, leading the boys to get into a fight. His friends say the boy left but came back with a gun and started shooting, hitting Jelani multiple times.
$10 is what cost Jelani his life. $10. Think about that.
Plus says Jelani had a job but was selling water to buy a car.
He had just recently came home from work and showed me a picture of a car he wanted. When he left me that morning, I was not expecting to be doing this. You took my life when you took his. That was my first and only son.
And his mother says she still has that same $10 bill her son lost his life over. Jelani would have turned 19 in 3 weeks, but now his family is trying to raise money to pay for his funeral.
All right, you all. So you heard it for yourself. The boy was shot over $10 because there were two teenagers selling water outside. And the customer gave Jelani the $10. So the other guy got jealous and got mad because he felt like he was selling to the same customer as him. They got into an argument. The other boy went and came back with a gun and shot Jelani over $10, y'all. When does the madness stop? When does the ignorance cease? When do you understand that the real enemy is not each other? Mama, do you have any input into this?
It's just sad, very heartbreaking, just to hear hear something so petty turned something so petty turned out to be violent like that. Someone had to lose their life over $10. I mean, that's madness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Their son, their precious son. I mean, for no reason, basically.
Now we're going to go to exhibit.
It
Go ahead.
really has to stop.
I agree. We're going to go to exhibit B, you all, because when it gets into male on melanated male, it's out of control. But now you also have melanated female on melanated female crime. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play this clip because it's getting to the point where even teenagers, y'all, teenagers are shooting each other. Now, these women aren't teenagers. They are adults because I think they were like in their 20s. So they're old enough to know better. But this was it was petty nonsense. There's no reason for this. I'm going to play this clip. This was in Memphis.
Bush, where a woman was shot in the face. 2 other women are now charged with the brutal attack. Making matters worse, the victim knew at least one of her attackers. Tonight, one neighbor is telling us he knows the impact gun violence can have on a family and community. It was a living nightmare in this Nutbush neighborhood for one woman following a shooting that would land 2 other women behind bars. Memphis police say last month, Beatrice Broyles and Asia Dowdy went on the attack. Investigators describe a woman trying to leave this apartment complex along Jackson Avenue when Broyles and Dowdy decided the woman was not going anywhere. Detectives say the 2 women used their car to stop the victim from driving away.
You know, you can't just look at a young lady and take her as a young lady. She got a gun or something. So.
This man, who has lived in the villages at Harrison Creek for the past 2 years, does not want his face shown, but he is right on target. Detectives say the 2 women were armed. It's alleged Broyles started shooting at the victim with one of those bullets striking the woman in the face, police say.
They definitely need to put the guns down. You know, I mean, kids be out here.
This was not a random attack. As the victim says, she knows Asia Dowdy. In fact, the 23-year-old was her one-time hairdresser. The neighbor we spoke with inside the apartment complex telling us this recent attack really hits home, considering he is still grieving the loss of his son, who was victimized by violence just last year. The neighbor's son was shot 7 times, dying on his birthday in September. So this is personal. As for the victim in this latest attack, she told police she and the 2 accused had an ongoing dispute, a feud that would eventually end with her having to be hospitalized as 2 others were taken away in handcuffs.
You all, complete and utter nonsense. I must say that. Look at these 2 faces. She looks like a demon, and she looks dark, and she looks like she's just ghetto and project. And I'm sorry to say it that way, but this stuff needs to stop, y'all. Why are y'all shooting each other? Why are y'all killing each other? For what? Because you have an argument? So y'all get a gun? That's the new thing. We just gonna shoot somebody and throw our lives away. We're just gonna take the life of someone because we're mad, because we can't control our anger, because we don't know how to depart ways. And y'all want to talk about the Caucasian community, but you need to examine your own selves. This is why they don't even care if they exterminate some of y'all, because you act like beasts, your own selves. Who gives you the right to just try to take someone's life over something petty because you can't control your attitude? Now you deserve to be in jail. You want to shoot somebody in the face. You want to get a gun and shoot somebody. That woman could have lost her life, and y'all don't even care. And it's trickling down. What you have is people that should not even be parents having children. You still have a childlike mentality. And then you choose to go and have a child and raise the child to be just like you. So now they're a product of their environment. It's sickening. It's sickening. And what are you exposing the children to? Violence. You don't want to get them out of the projects. You saw what this apartment complex looks like, rattled with security surveillance cameras. And even that couldn't stop the violence. Oh, I'm from the hood. You know where I'm from. I'm from the streets. Y'all think that's something to brag about? You should be wanting your children to grow up in a nice community to have a better life. And y'all get jealous when someone does have a better life. Instead of aspiring to do that for yourselves, you want to get mad at the person because you want what they have. Y'all are backwards. And this is what they talk about with the crabs in a bucket mentality. It's sickening. It's sickening. It needs to stop, y'all. So with all this that's going on, they are still trying to take away your rights, take away your right to bear arms, take away your right to free speech, inject you with something that's poisonous. You don't even know what's in it. Do you not understand that these injections carry nanobots in them, which are robots that alter your DNA? Robots and nanobots in them which stop you from being able to procreate. And if you inject your children won't be able to procreate. Outside of that, the doctors and the scientists have already said that a lot of you won't be here in the next 2 to 5 years. Think about the elderly that already have health ailments. They the first ones to go because they don't want to pay Social Security. The veterans are the next because they don't want to pay those checks. Then it doesn't even matter because they're getting rid of currency and then they're going into Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So everything you do is going to be done with a chip. That's why you have a chip in your driver's license so they can track you. A chip in all your debit cards. They were implementing chips before you even knew what was going on. Chips are in your cell phones. They can track you. Chips are in everything, your laptops, any electronic device you have. Chips are all up in your car. Now they want to implant the chip in your hand, in your body. We don't even know what they're doing in surgery. That's why your family members can't be in there with the doctors. We don't know if they're putting chips in you then or when you go to the dentist. We don't know. We don't know. Mother, would you like to add on?
I think you pretty much summed it up.
You are.
Summed it up.
This, like I said, this is an episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I just wanted to come on here and address you all. You know, we've been on here for about an hour now talking about this holiday madness. And since we're talking about holidays, let me just get into that very briefly before I let you all go. There are so many people who go out here, get on the highway, driving like maniacs, okay, about to have car accidents because you can't wait for the next person to go because you got to hurry up and go into the store, into a shopping center to give your money away to buy gifts and presents for one day only. Okay, it's people going into debt behind these holidays. And I said holidays because it's supposedly a holy day, but it has you in a daze, a D-A-Z-E, okay? Holy days, holidays, whatever you want to call it, okay? It's a play on semantics, and these words, you're under a spell. So just understand the magnitude and the trickery of what's going on here. Y'all need to really honor the people that you have that really care about you. It's not about gifts. It's not about presents. It's not about all these man-made things that they have you believing in. It's about really honoring the people, respecting the people that are here that really care about you, okay? And protecting your lives. It's really about that. It is about being stable. It is about, learning as much as you can and not being tricked into these antics. Every day, it's like a marathon, y'all. It's like a what do you call it when you do the same thing over and over and over again? It's a simulation, y'all. Y'all don't get tired of it. Y'all don't get tired of doing the same thing every year. Oh, we're going to put up lights. We're going to put up a tree. We're going to put presents under it. At what point do you say, I'm tired of the simulation? This year for Christmas, let me go travel somewhere. Let me go see something I've never seen before. Let me do something different. It's the same thing every year. Thanksgiving. Oh, what you going to eat? Turkey. How do they have enough turkeys all of a sudden in November for everybody? Because they're cloning the meat. Y'all are eating cloned meat. You don't even know it. They're trying to put injections in the fruit and vegetables. You don't believe it. Look the articles up. Now they have a pill for Pfizer. So now they have commercials. My sister said she just saw a Pfizer commercial. So what they're going to do, they're going to make it normalized. So you start seeing these commercials, just like a Tylenol commercial. You're going to think it's normal. BioNTech commercial. You think it's normal. A Johnson and Johnson commercial. And then it gets so normalized to the fact that it desensitizes you to it. So all these murders that you see on the news, they want to keep perpetuating fear into you. Just like they did last year when they were showing us dummies in the hospital and telling you that they were C0V1D patients. Okay, dummies with holes in the necks, showing footage in New York and saying it was the same footage as in Italy. You don't believe me? Watch the interviews and watch the episodes with Dr. Rashid Buttar, who was talking about it. Everything is trickery that you see on TV. Please use your discernment, use the brain that the creator gave you, okay? And use your logic if you have it, because a lot of people don't do that. Y'all are acting out of fear and emotion all the time. This is why they always want to control your feelings by way of the media, because they know if they control your emotions, they control your mind and the way you think. Y'all need to actually unplug and unprogram yourself from cable. Get rid of it if you can. Because why are you paying 100, 200? Some people even got $300 cable bills for what? So they can lie to you on camera. You can do that at home with yourself. I wouldn't do it. So
I want to change the subject a little bit and just say something.
Of course.
This is something totally different. Since it is Christmas, I just want to say this. People, cherish your loved ones, cherish each other, because we're not promised tomorrow at all. Stop taking people for granted. Stop taking your loved ones for granted. Your sisters, your brothers, your parents. We're not promised tomorrow, so just be mindful of that. Love each other and do for each other the best that you can. And like I said, stop hating on each other and stop all that nonsense and take life very seriously, because you only have one life to live and to be here. Be happy, but definitely cherish one another and stop taking each other for granted, because we are on borrowed time. We don't know when we're going to leave this earth. So, yeah, that's all I want to say.
Oh, yes, that was beautifully said. And with that, I think we're going to close out and I'm get off here. I'm going to open my goodies, you all. I waited all day and I'll probably eat again, you all. And I'm trying to gain weight, but that's neither here nor there. So, y'all, this has been an episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Shout out to the melanated queen, the mother here, okay? The mother of all mothers, you all. She has a generation of us. It's 2 generations or 3 of us. What is it? 1, 2, because she has grandkids. So there's 3 generations. Yep, 3 generations. It's me, the grandchildren, and the mother. So shouts out to all the mothers out there that do the right things and, invest into their children and just, the mothers that really sacrifice. It is not until you get of older age as an adult that you understand the magnitude of what parents really, really do for you and what they go through just to give you a better life, And I think people take that for granted. So, Mama, I just want to say that I do cherish you. I am very thankful that I have a mother. Some people didn't have one. Some people don't even have their mother here with them. So I'm very blessed, you all. I still have my family, and I do. I have both parents still walking amongst us. I still have, we have my grandmother. Shout out to her. She was trying to dance the other day. So we have a lot to be thankful for. And in closing, I forgot to do this at the beginning, but I'm going to do this in closing. We're going to give a word of thanks. And so I want everyone to bow your heads and join your hands. We want to give thanks today for, like I said, those of us that have loved ones. It can be relatives. It could be coworkers. It could be neighbors. It could be friends. And we already know that relatives, family is not blood, okay? Family is who you make it. Find your soul tribe, okay? We want to give thanks that a lot of us have somewhere to sleep at night. We are in the comfort of a home. We have houses. We have somewhere to be. We have food to nourish our bodies. We're able to breathe on our own. We have oxygen to enter our lungs. We are in our right mind. We have sound judgment. The things that were sent to destroy us have not destroyed us, and we are still standing. We give thanks because some of us are warriors out here, and we are still standing throughout everything that tried to bring us down. We give thanks, you all, that we have a dependable car to drive, where we have reliable transportation. We give thanks that we have the functioning of our bodies, the activity of our brains. Some people are brain dead, you all. We thank you that we're not lying somewhere in a hospital bed. We thank you that we don't have to be on oxygen. We thank you that we're able to chew our food, that we have teeth in our mouth, that we are beautiful inwardly and outwardly. We give thanks for the power of the ancestors and the protection that walk amongst us and the spiritual guides. We also give thanks for the grace, the peace, and all the sanity that we hold on to in life. Our gifts, our natural talents that have been bestowed upon us, and all that we have yet to come in the future. Mother, do you have anything that you would like to say in closing?
Be kind to each other. Be kind to one another, and try to lift each other up, and instead of putting each other down. And just definitely, like I said, biggest thing is to cherish one another and just be kind out there. And when you can help someone, give a helping hand, and try not to carry a lot of unnecessary baggage with you. I will say this: it's definitely is spirits out there that's not good spirits, and try to keep those spirits away from you, and because it's spirits are real. They are real, and just try to be the best. Be the best that you can be.
All right. I'm going to play one last clip before we leave out of here, and then we will congregate, okay? And we're going to have communion. I'm just joking. All right, I'm going to share my screen, y'all. We're going to play this one last clip, and then we're going to be out of here. All right? So we didn't hold church on you for too long, okay? So I hope you have enjoyed this episode, you all. I'm going to show you my other channel. Shout out to Brown Girls Are Beautiful over there. Like I said, I can't post for the next 2 weeks because I'm on YouTube punishment, but that's neither here nor there. I'm on my other channel, y'all. So shout out to BGAB all day, every day. # no days off. I'm going to play this for you all, for people that can relate to this, okay? We're going to give thanks for our haters, y'all, because when you got haters, you know you're doing something right, okay? When you know you got haters, you know they're envious and jealous, and you know you have something to be jealous of and envious of, okay? We want to give thanks. All right, you heard it from yours truly. We give thanks, all right? And so that's how we're going to close it out tonight. Let the church say amen. Mm-hmm. All right, we're signing out, y'all. Let me go ahead and play these little commercials. I hope you have enjoyed us. I'm going to send a special shout out to all my beauty queens. Brown Girls Are Beautiful wants to say thank you to all the melanated queens. Shout out to all the melanated kings. Let me turn my camera on for this. Shout out to all the little princes and princesses out there. Continue to walk in your divinity. Stay blessed. And until next time. All right, so we have Samaya supporting Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Thank you for showing that beautiful smile. You're welcome. You're welcome. Real as Brown Girl.
I think this brand is really like emphasizes how they need to support Black businesses. And especially as a fellow Black girl yourself, I